Yo, what's going on, Geek Corner? This is your boy, Earthsmack, the Mad Scientist. Welcome back to the Orange Phoenix Media channel and another episode of Saturday Morning Comics. Let me tell you guys something. I've been chasing this individual for a little minute. Finally got him. And he is well versed in the comic book spectrum, and he's creating his own comic as well. And he has a vast respect for comic book artists and comic book lore as a whole. And if you have not subscribed to this man's YouTube channel, Blerd Without Fear, I'm going to need y'all to go over there and hit that subscribe button. I'm talking about Ernie Carothers, a.k.a. Blerd Without Fear. What's going on, partner?
Oh, man, I'm good, man. I'm good. Dude, look, you look, made me sound professional as hell, man. I'm like, oh, damn, I feel like a person. I feel like I got credentials now. Damn.
You do?
I got credentials. I'm official.
Very much so.
It's still not real to me. Like I don't long story short, it'll never be real to me. No matter where it goes, how far it ever gets. I've had people recognize me in places, but me being who I am, I never assume it's because of like YouTube. I'm always like, oh, you must like went to school with me or like we worked together at some point. And then later on, I'll be like, oh, he's probably talking about YouTube.
It hits you when you get to the car. You're like, oh,
right, dude. I've already let this person down. I've already like made them think that it wasn't me. Mm-hmm. I got to the car. I drove home. You know, it's crazy. I wish I was making it up.
Man, brother, I think I was following you for like the past 6 or 7 months, maybe even the past year. Mm-hmm. And, followed your journey. And when you reached that 100,000 followers and how that made you feel. And you actually had to do a episode just dedicated to that. I was like, man, I'm so happy for this brother, man, because when you see people that look like us get there and make it there, yeah, it do something to you.
Man, so I honestly like, okay, so full disclosure, I never really fully I wanted it to happen, but I never fully expected it to happen. Mm-hmm. So like when it did actually finally happen, because like it was one of those things, like it seemed like it was gonna happen like a ways back, and then like YouTube kind of like slick shadow banned my content to where like I went from getting like 16, 20, 30 views on average, was like steadily getting like 2, 3, 4,000 new subscribers a month. And then I got a copyright strike for something really dumb. Yeah. And they kind of slick shadow banned my content for like a year. So then like I basically was like getting like, a couple hundred here, maybe get 1,000 there, new views on a video. And it was like, I was depressed. I almost like let the channel go. And then eventually something happened somewhere in there. Stuff started picking back up. And content was starting to catch back on again. And then finally it happened. I was like, man, I kind of given up.
Yeah.
I was like, man, we get there. But I mean, it is what it is.
Man, you know what's funny? I got a similar story because when I started with Orange Phoenix, I was trying to think of what I want to do because one of my goals were to highlight independent comic book artists. And since I have like a bi-monthly magazine, that was initially. And then I was like, man, I'm not getting that much traction. And then I went to this anime convention and I met Cynthia Krantz, and she's like the voice actor for Chi-Chi, Dragon Ball, and Botan for You. So she actually gave me her number at the convention, which shocked me because typically they give you emails. And so I was on my way to the car and I'm like, I'm about to go home. And then, something just told me to stop. Call her real quick. And so I called her and she was like, oh, hey, Erskine, what's going on? Oh, we eating across the street. You want to come eat with us? And I was like, what? And I was like, okay. Same deal with YouTube, same story. I was like, man, I don't know. It's just working. Like, I'm very passionate on what I do. And then all of a sudden something just like started hitting. So what if you don't mind me asking, what was the shadow ban for?
So I was doing a live stream, like I do my live streams like every Saturday, Blerd Cave, and one of the things we would do kind of early on, before we actually started making it like a regular segment, I would sometimes like pick things like it could be a comic book, it could be a movie, TV show, whatever. And it's funny with the benefit of hindsight because of how silly it is. But I was talking about this show that was on Crunchyroll. And because I think somehow we got on the topic of anime. And I was talking about how, like, man, I was like, if y'all really want to see something like, if you got a Crunchyroll subscription and you want to see something that's just really radically different from the type of stuff you normally see on Crunchyroll, I was like, look up this show called Thunderbolt Fantasy.
Okay.
And people didn't believe me, like I was telling, because the reason why I said it was different was because it's actually not an anime. It's a puppet show. But it's a puppet show with a lot of Dragon Ball Z ass fights in it. And like, I'm talking like when you watch it, you almost forget it's a puppet show because of how like intricate everything is. And and when I say like it's a puppet show that just so happens to like when you watch it, you kind of forget, like you feel like you're watching like some Naruto, some Dragon Ball Z, some Jujutsu Kaisen. It's all kind of like they have like legit Jujutsu Kaisen level fights on that show with puppets.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Puppets.
I'm gonna need to see that.
And it's lit, but like I showed a clip of it. Like, and the thing is, I was reacting to it. Like, I wasn't just letting it play. Like, I was like talking during it and all other stuff. And Bandai Namco, who they own the rights to it, they copyright striked me, or struck me rather. And I tried to reach out to him, tried to contact him, no response, no nothing, couldn't get it removed. And I was hopeful that I could because I had something similar happen with Sony. Because I was doing it was when Spider-Man Far From Home came out, I was doing a spoiler review of it, and they had auto-struck me because, and they even told me this when I talked to the rep, they said they guessed that like their auto flagger just assumed I was showing clips from the movie. Didn't show one single stitch of video from the movie. I had like still images, but I wasn't showing like the movie.
Right.
And they let it go. So I was thinking like, okay, Bandai Namco, they'll let this go. Nope. They never responded to me. So because I got the copyright strike, when you have a copyright strike, you cannot live stream. And for the entirety of the duration, and for those who don't know, copyright strikes last for 90 days. So that was literally 3 months I could not live stream. And live streaming is where the bulk of my watch time came from. So when that watch time just suddenly disappeared overnight, the algorithm was basically like, oh, ain't nobody watching his stuff anymore. Yeah, stop showing people his shit. Like, no, cut his shit off. And that's basically what they did. They're like, no, you went from getting like thousands upon thousands upon thousands of watch hours like every month to now you get like less than a quarter of that. And it was, and YouTube was basically, they for real were just like, okay, yeah, no, you done. And like, I went from like putting out videos, getting like 16, 20, 30, 40, 50, some odd thousand views to some of those videos, the same types of videos. I'm not doing anything different. Same types of videos. And like, I'm talking, man, I was lucky if I got a couple thousand views, if that. Wow. And money started drying up. And this was at a time where I was 100% doing YouTube just as a job. Like, I was no longer working a normal like 9 to 5 anything. Like, this was the only thing I was doing. So that was a very scary time.
I overstand. I overstand because listen, man, all you try to do is make an honest living, man. Sony out here, honest. They're like, oh, what are you doing?
Hey, you ain't going too goddamn far now.
Right? That's exactly how they did me. It was, I was mad. I like I said, I was glad that at least on Sony's end of it, they acted right. But I'm not gonna lie, man. Every time I boot up a copy of like Dark Souls or Elden Ring or Bloodborne, I get heated. I get mad because I see that Bandai Namco logo and I get upset. I'm still mad about that to this day because, I don't know if you ever use like Social Blade, which, to be fair, not the most accurate thing in the world. But before all that happened, you go on Social Blade, you can look up your projections. Like it'll predict, like based on what your foot traffic is at that moment, where you'll be in XYZ amount of time.
Yeah.
At the time, and mind you, I only had at this point 20 some thousand subscribers. At that time, I was doing so well that I was on track to hit 100K within the same year that all that happened.
Oh.
So, like, if that would not have happened, I probably would be closer to 1 million subscribers today than I like, because I think, as it stands, I think I'm like just south of like 115. Yeah. I probably would be closer to like maybe 6, 7, maybe even 800, 900K right now. I would probably literally be knocking on the door to 1 million subscribers if that did not happen.
That is wild. That is but wow. That's some wild work right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, like I said, me and YouTube have a very complicated relationship.
Yeah. Hey, because I've been catching, because I catch the Thursday show, and I try my damnedest to be on like the Saturday afternoon show, and because I'm on Eastern Standard Time, so I'm like,
okay, yeah,
that's Gucci for me. And so, especially I got my earbuds in and I'm listening, what you're talking about. And I'm going to tell you, one of my favorite videos that you put out, and I know I commented on it, you did the Captain Planet one, right?
Oh, yeah.
Listen, when you fell out the chair, I was like, I know that laugh right there. I know that laugh come from the bottom.
Oh, yes.
That's instant black joy because somebody got their just desserts.
Oh, yeah. No, 100%. That's 100% right there. Like, yeah. And see, it's kind of funny, too, because I actually used to cut stuff like that out. Like, I used to be, like, super serious. Like, early on where, like, I was like, oh, no, I don't want anyone to hear me laughing. Dude, I'm trying to be serious. And then after a while, I was just like, you know what, man? I don't care, man, dude. Like, I'm a laugh. I'm actually, like, now I draw attention to it. Like, now I'm just like, yeah, man, I laughed. So what? It was funny.
That thing zoomed in.
Yeah.
That is black man's joy.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it is.
Oh, yeah, every time. Every time.
Man.
But, yeah.
So, but yeah, if you guys want to check out Ernie's show on Saturday afternoon, 1 p.m. And what time on Thursday?
So it'd be 7. It'll be 7 on Thursdays.
Yep, 7 on Thursdays. So first question is, tell me about your humble beginnings in the comic book world. Like, what got you there? What book did you read and say, you know what?
Oh, man.
I'm going to stick with this shit.
Okay, so it's kind of funny. When I started doing comic book stuff on YouTube, it was actually my 3rd attempt at doing YouTube.
Wow, okay.
I don't recommend anybody look up any of this old stuff. I don't recommend anybody look up any of this old stuff, but it's out there if you just really want to know. I used to do kind of like variety stuff. I'll put it like this. I used to be really into the idea of trying to be the Black Jeremy Johns before I knew that Jeremy Johns was problematic. Yeah. So I used to do like the whole thing where like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get on a green screen, I'm gonna review like movies and TV shows and stuff. And then that kind of fell by the wayside. And I had like a board game, tabletop gaming YouTube channel that was really fun, but I realized it was a lot of work. It was supposed to be a 2-man job, but it ended up just being only me doing all the work. So I gave that up. And so I said, like, I'm not going to do YouTube anymore. And I had kind of thrown myself more into music and was just focusing on that and just not really thinking about content creation at all. And then I found myself in a situation about roughly around the time I started reading comics again, because I had taken like a break. I'd taken it had been like a 10-year break from reading comics. Like I was not reading, like I was probably reading manga to some degree, but I wasn't reading like anything like Marvel, DC, or anything like that.
Right.
And roughly around the time I got kicked out of said band, which I will freely admit I had it coming. I had it coming. That's all I'll say about it. I was being a diva. I deserved to be kicked out. I didn't deserve to be kicked out the way I was kicked out. But like with the benefit of hindsight, I can look back and be like, you know what? I was wilding. I was,
players fuck up. It's whatever.
Yeah. Look, man. Look, I believe that when a man admits that he was wrong, he is automatically forgiven of all wrongdoing. And that's what we're doing here. I was wrong. I'm forgiven of all wrongdoing. We just leave it at that. But no, but no, seriously. I got kicked out of the band for being a diva, and I was reading comic books. I didn't have a creative outlet, so I was kind of like getting antsy. Mm-hmm. And at the time, I was already kind of keeping up with people like Rob, Comics Explained, Benny, Comic Storian, Dope Spill, people like that. And I was like, man, you know what? I kind of want to do something like this. And something I was always hearing, and it didn't matter where I was, whether I was in the comic shop or I was like a restaurant or like at a bar or some other like sitting in an office lobby or something like that. If someone ever heard me talking to someone else, they would always say the same thing. They'd be like, man, they're like, man, you have a voice that sounds like it should be like on the radio or something like that. You sound like a newscaster or something like that. And that was kind of like the thing that made me go like, okay, all right. Maybe look, let's just try it out. Let's just see what happens. If it sucks, I'm gonna blame the person who gassed me up in the Applebee's. At the bar of Applebee's, I'm blaming that person.
They will fuck you up too. Applebee's will definitely get you fucked up.
Oh yeah. Look, let me tell you something. Look, see what would have been better? I would have actually trusted the advice more if it was the person sitting outside the Waffle House at like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Because at least I know they're serious. I know these are serious people. But no, they gassed me up, and I was like, you know what, let me try it. And sure enough, it didn't really like take off instantly. It actually took about, oh man, I started doing that like the year Black Panther was about to come out. Like actually, I remember the trailer for Black Panther had not long come out after I started, and I was like, you know what? I really enjoy. I love talking about comics, and at that point, I wasn't, unlike the first couple of times I did YouTube, I wasn't even trying to be famous. I was like just having fun, and I think other people caught that. That I was just like, oh, this doesn't feel like forced. It's like, because I'll admit those other ones, they were forced as a motherfucker. Like I was trying way too hard, and I can't even look at that stuff anymore because this is too cringe. I will die of cringe if I go back and watch it. But I think people just saw I was having fun. And eventually, after like almost several months, like I went from like where, oh, it's only like maybe 5 or 10 people watching my videos. Like over, and I mean literally overnight. I woke up one day, I posted a video. It was in the middle of the night, which I don't recommend ever doing. Don't ever do that. That's the dumbest thing to do. Learn from my mistakes, honestly. But I posted a video in the middle of the night. It was for Dark Knight's Metal number 3. That was the video that started it all. Like, that's the actual true origin point for me as a YouTuber. At least as far as going anywhere with it. Yeah. I posted the video in the middle of the night, woke up the next morning, went to go just out of curiosity. 5 people probably watch this shit. And it said 16,000. And I was like, excuse me? Like I almost choked. I was like, like I was that Idris Elba on Hot Ones.
Yeah.
That was me. I was like, like I almost died. Like I was like, oh, hold on. Like I remember my wife was like, baby, you okay? Yeah. Like, you good? I was like, I don't even know. I don't even know. So yeah, I get it. It's a tough gig, but like that's why I always tell people, man, whatever you do, just stick with it. If you start out, just stick with it because you never know. You literally never know.
You never know. You never know. And I think we are, even though the age that we are in right now, we are. Well, I call it the idiocracy phase. So
yeah, that's an appropriate name.
Yeah.
The Idiocracy is now a documentary.
It definitely is. It definitely is. And like, if you haven't watched that movie, educate yourself. That's all. That's all we're gonna say. That's all we're gonna say. You just go and watch it. You just like, there's a lot of similarities here.
I mean, hey, Terry Crews. Terry Crews was prophetic. That's
very, very much so. And consider the age we in. I think we are slowly getting to the point where people realize, you're like, you know what? This is authenticity will rise again at some point. But it's slowly getting there. It's slowly getting there. Not quickly, but it's slowly getting there. Thank God. But woo, make your chest hurt.
Man, really do. Man, I'm desperately waiting for that time again. Because
just like old girl in Georgia. Old girl in Georgia that made that phone call. I'm like, you cost people some jobs. You didn't even realize it.
Look, consequences, actions, they meet.
Yeah, they meet.
And it's look, everybody, I think, at some point is what was it? One of my favorite Paul Mooney-isms.
Yeah.
Everybody got to get that.
They get that wake up call.
Get that wake up call. I'm just saying. Look, and here's the thing. I've had mine before. I'm not above it. Somebody had to call me in and say, "Hey, Blerd, you out here? You know you out here fucking up." And I was like, "Ooh,
my bad.
Damn."
I apologize.
Look, I'm sitting here looking like Miles Morales and across the Spider-Verse, be like, I made a mistake.
Paul Mooney. Wake up.
Hey, you know what time it is. Look, and look, if I live long enough, I might get another one. Like, I don't know. But like I always tell people, man, look, just nobody is above reproach.
Yeah.
And if someone's willing to call you in and sit you down as opposed to call you out on main, accept that. Like, don't get angry. Like, whatever your initial reaction is, if it's anger, just know this is better than the alternative.
Yeah, definitely better than the alternative. And I know my time coming at some point. That's why I stay my ass in the house most times. But just
same.
But for the individuals though that double down and don't want to take that advice.
If you're grown enough to talk back, you're grown enough to get fucked up.
Talk to him. Talk to him. Talk to him. Look, you get hit in the throat. That's it. That's it. Just right here. Here. That's it.
Right. Put Kool-Aid in your mouth. Can't breathe. Get in the throat of the stomach.
Look, and as a person who has been hit in the throat before, it don't feel good.
No, it's not fun.
It's not fun. Because you feel like, because your first initial reaction is, am I dead?
Yeah.
Am I dying? Like, that's your first, and that's a scary thought. So I just, if whatever we can do to help y'all avoid getting hit in the throat, better off we all are.
My mom is 5'4", and I seen her throw hands, not on me, but them shits was so damn quick.
Wait, was she square up?
It was
she like come in like
she was washing dishes, and she just turned around and whop whop. And I was like, yo, this shit happened so fast. It happened so fast.
Look,
I'm like, mama crazy. I'm not doing that.
Man, look, that's some wild stuff, because ain't nothing scarier than like your mom turning around on you and she got the Scorpion, the Mortal Kombat 1, where she just like like she looking like she's getting like she looked like she at the character select screen just ready to light you up. Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want that.
Ready.
Nah,
Man.
I don't recommend it.
Like my wake up call. What you know? What was so funny? The worst whooping I got wasn't even my fault. wasn't even my fault. So what was so funny about it? We was at daycare, and I was like, I would say about 6th grade or whatever. Summertime. And so the daycare's caretaker, their son was outside, and I was out there playing, minding my own business. He was out there in the bushes, and he was exposing, and there was other girls the same age around there, and I'm like, man, I gotta go pee real quick. So I go in the house, all the bathroom doors locked, every single one of them locked. And I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm not peeing myself. I ain't doing it. So I run outside, and dudes, country, it's whatever. I'm from South Carolina. I'm gonna go some way over here in these bushes, away from everybody. So, so this kid decides to say, "Hey guys, hey gang, come check this out." And I'm like, "Boy, what are you doing?" And so you know how that perfect timing, that terrible timing. His mom walking out. Mom walked right out, and there was road constructors across the street. Somebody saw that, and I'm like, "Oh my god!" Now when I heard him get a whooping. Man, you played that on live, right? But somebody got get thrown against the wall.
Oh yeah, break the wall down.
Yeah, I heard that. I would just, you just sit at the edge of the couch just listening to you, like damn.
Look, I ain't gonna lie, man. Getting whooped so bad that you hear ring out is wild. Damn.
I took a nap.
Look, look. Sometimes that's how you know. That's how you know you done been got. Is when you laid out and the continue screen come up.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
Be like 9, 8, and then I'm like, well, go ahead and you get him on the bow. Go ahead and tap him on out.
I'm telling you one thing though, that was the best nap I ever had, and that spaghetti was fire when I woke up.
What is, I don't know what it is about getting because I've seen that happen. I've been on both sides of the equation where it's like I've been the kid who got the whooping and been the kid who was there when the whooping happened to someone else. I don't know what it is, but like there's some kind of like dark sorcery that happens in between the time that someone gets knocked out. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh man, mom, she made chopsticks, man. She's just good as hell, man.
Hey, right?
This is like some Ryan Steakhouse level shit we're going on right here. Goddamn. You need to get your ass beat more often.
Right? Right? See, my man's talking about Ryan. See, you youngest, y'all don't know about that. See, Ryan's was that good Sunday meal right there.
Yeah. It always kills me because, like, I never know with certain people, but, like, I can always tell, like, what your childhood was like if you didn't have a Ryan Steakhouse. So.
Exactly.
You don't know nothing about Ryan Steakhouse. We ain't got nothing. I was like, man, look, you had to be there. You had to be there.
You had to be there. We're talking about immaculate eating right here.
Oh, like, man, dude.
Some gourmet shit.
It's like, dude, I thought I was doing something. Like, whenever I found out, I was like, are we going to Ryan's?
Let me get my finest threads.
Right? Look, I was about to put my play clothes on, but shit. Nah, let me.
I want a pair of nice shoes right quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my good school clothes on. Shoot, look, this is picture. I'm putting on picture day clothes.
Strawberry Studios.
People like, man, where you going? Ryan's. Yeah. Where you going? With your broke ass. Oh my god, damn! It was a different time, man.
Yeah,
people don't know about that.
It was good times. It was the best of times. It was the best of times. They just don't know. Man. So I know which your YouTube started. Now, as far as you reading comic books, I know you told. Yeah. So what was your humble beginning with that?
So I started when I was 4. My mother used to get me, and I'm gonna show some age here. So there was a time where you could get comics mailed to you. Back in the 80s. And like, yeah, whenever there was like new stuff that came up, like I think it was primarily DC stuff that I was getting, but I did get some Marvel stuff too. But like I'd get like Batman, Superman, Flash, stuff like that. I would get those in the mail all the time. And that was how I learned to read. Was through comics. So it was, man, I'll say probably like from that moment, from like 4 up to like maybe, like 5, no, actually about almost 15, 16, even up to like, no, lies. All the way up to like 18, I was like steadily just reading comics like all the time. I would take little breaks, like, but nothing like what I did leading up to when I was doing YouTube. That was something else entirely. But like, yeah, I don't remember what was going on. I started like working more, and I was like, oh man, I got bills, man, I got stuff to do. I was like, man, I can't be going to the shop buying comics all the goddamn time. So I took the breather, and I don't even really, outside of like, once again, watching like Rob and Benny and Dope and all them, that was kind of what got me back into the dance. But but yeah, I was in the shop, and I was like, they were like, oh man, I was like, hey man, put me on game about what's hot right now. And they're like, oh well, there's this, there's that, and they started telling me about oh man, the crazy stuff going on with Batman right now, man. This Venom stuff's crazy, this Hulk stuff is crazy. I was like, well, let me just see what's going on. And I was like, oh man, I was like, I missed a lot of shit. So that was also kind of another reason why, because I was like, you know what? I'm kind of getting back into this. So I was like, I was like, these other guys, they're doing comics from the perspective of like, well, yeah, they just are already reading this stuff all the time. I said, maybe I can tackle it from an angle of someone who's coming back in and like, and talking about this stuff. And it kind of just went from there. Yeah. I was just kind of going down the line, trying to figure out, oh, here's, because I think Secret Empire had also happened, so like that was like the controversial thing at the time.
Oh yeah.
So like I was like, I was like, let me read all of Secret Empire and talk about it, or read all of the old what was it, the old Marvel superhero Secret Wars from like the 80s. And like, oh, let's talk about this in comparison to the more recent Secret Wars, stuff like that. And I was literally just having a lot of fun with it, because I was reminded like, oh man, this was the feeling I was missing. I was like, I love this stuff. Being able to read all this stuff.
And I think a lot of us have taken a break from comics. I mean, I could tell you, I feel like, especially the way you're speaking and your journey, I feel like our lives is a little bit parallel, because I want to say I took a little bit of a 10-year gap too. And, life, just growing up and college and all the other stuff. And, I just got distracted with some other things. And for me, I used to get my comics from Revco. So, because that when drugstores used to have comic books in the carousel.
I was about to say, man, I just had a flashback. I remember buying Age of Apocalypse at Walgreens. Back when Age of Apocalypse was first popping off, I was buying I was going to the comic shop too, but like anything I missed at the shop, I'd be like, oh, let me get it at Walgreens. So yeah, damn, dude, ooh, man.
Yeah, we in the same boat.
I just had a blast from dude, man. I remember my mom buying me a copy of Youngblood #1 from a Walmart. And I was so mad about it too. Not because I thought the comic was bad, but because the way Walmart did it, like Walgreens books would just be out. But Walmart, they had them shits inside like this plastic, like, thing. Like, it was supposed to be like a cover to protect the comic and keep people from stealing it, I guess. But like, I was like, well, what do I do once I buy this shit? I was so mad because like I couldn't open it in the car. I had to wait till we got home. My mom had to like get a pair of like industrial strength scissors because you couldn't just like, there was no tab. You was like, I was like, oh, shit.
You're struggling.
But yeah, that said, I ended up really enjoying Youngblood #1.
Yeah. for me, I got like so many fond memories. This is when, I'm telling my age too. Like Walden Books, B. Dalton Bookstore had several bookstores that were around. We had B. Dalton, and
we had B. Dalton at first where I'm at. And I'm in Memphis, Tennessee. We had B. Dalton's first, and then all B. Daltons became Walden.
Yep. So for me, my stepfather, I call him my guardian. He's like my mentor, and he took me to B. Dalton. He said, "Get whatever you want." I'm like, "You know what you asking?" like, and I was an avid reader too, and comics what got me to reading as well.
Word.
So I was like, all right.
Like, look, I'm about to bust your head, man. You about to hate my black ass.
Easily. I took my ass straight to the comic book section, like straight over there. And that's when I was introduced to like graphic novels and stuff. Because I didn't know that existed until I walked over there. So I'll never forget the books that I got. I got Spider-Man Revenge of the Sinister Six. Still one of my favorite books to read. X-Men Avengers Blood Ties.
Ooh.
Venom Lethal Protector. And I ended up getting like a Star Wars graphic novel book, but it showed me all the vehicles in not just the movies, but just in comic books, the whole nine. So I got those books, and I don't know how much he spent. I didn't give a damn. So I
got my shit.
Exactly.
I got my shit. I ain't worried about you. Look, you knew what this was. You knew what this was walking in here.
Yeah.
You knew.
Apparently, you got it. that was my deal. Yeah. Shout out to Mr. Rail, by the way, man. It ain't, so
look, that's a real one.
That's a real one. He still is a real one. So from that next day, my mom, we went to Revco. We had to pick up some prescriptions and all that. And then she bought me Marvel vs. DC number 2.
Ooh.
And that was on the carousel. I'm like, man, what is this? Like Marvel vs. DC? Never seen a day in my life. Let me like, don't mind if I do.
Look, that was... You had to be there. Like, I tell people this all the time. You had to be there because no one saw that coming. It was, I mean, obviously, comic shop saw it coming, but I mean, like, but if you were a kid, you didn't know. You're just like, what?
Yeah. I mean, as soon as I saw that, the minute I saw that comic on the carousel. Huh? That was me.
Hey, look, I remember just opening up the book and seeing Batclaw.
Yeah.
Or Dark Claw, whatever his name was. And I was like, the
Hear that Santa Short?
Right? I'm like, I was like, is that Batman and Wolverine?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what? How? Mm-hmm. I was like, what's going on? I was like, I need to know more. I was like, I was like, okay. I mean, dude, I was like, all right. I mean,
the Amalgam universe was a doozy.
it was so, that was a wild time because you had that going on. That was, I think, also kind of slick around the same time, like Image Comics and Milestone Media. They were all kind of like hitting their strides and or were in varying degrees of like either doing whatever it was they were doing. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I know a lot of people talk about like, the golden age. That was my golden age because I was like, dude, that was everything. You couldn't tell me nothing.
Wild times.
You couldn't tell me nothing.
I found out what flat scans were. I was like, oh,
yes. It's like, wait a minute. It's like, that sounds like a slur. Can I say that? Is that their word or is this something we can say? Because
is it me?
I was like, wait, are they? I don't know, man. I feel attacked.
Right. That when X-Men, X Factor, X-Force had the hologram on the front cover.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I was like, man, and I first heard that word read that word on X Factor. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I like, man, Havoc said some diabolical shit.
Man, I was like, dude, and you know what? That man, and I think because that was the era of, if I'm not mistaken, that was the era of X Factor back when it was black leather all the way down, like black leather jackets, black leather pants. Like I remember thinking, like, dude, I kind of want that jacket.
Yeah, low key, I did want that jacket.
There was two things I wanted. I wanted Gambit's jacket, and I wanted Havoc's jacket. Just these like I'm like, hey mom, can you take me to Burlington Coat Factory so I can get me one? I want to give me one of them jackets.
It was Havoc's jacket for me and Captain N. I wanted that jacket too.
Yeah.
I wanted that one.
Man.
I wanted that jacket.
I never was able to, like, I wish that was another one I would have wanted. I was able to get the belt buckle one time. But yeah, that was like, and even that, I was just like, oh my God.
You can still get
Chef's
that jacket
kiss.
now. You can get that jacket now.
Yeah. Oh
But,
yeah. Like, damn. Ooh. But see, now I'm scared. I'm scared to rep Nintendo sometimes because they sometimes Nintendo pisses me off.
Let me tell you something. Hold on, put a pin in this interview real quick. Look here. Nintendo, you on that bullshit. Matter of fact, to quote Blerd without fear, you on that Fox News bullshit. that was going
Yeah, oh no. I look, there are some days where I'm like, man, look, this is the last time, Nintendo. This is the last time. We ain't ever doing this. Look, this will never happen again. This will never happen again.
Now, how many times have you said that?
I've said it a few, but yeah, look.
So did I. I said that shit today. Matter of fact,
look, I was that
today.
guy. Oh no, I was that guy. I was like, oh man, they wilding with the Switch too.
Yeah, I was
Anyway.
like, man, I wanted it, and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. And then Sonic Cross Worlds came in because I played the beta like over the weekend. I was like, oh, this shit better than Mario Kart. And I was like, oh, and it's cross-platform too. I'm like, well, the reason I had.
Well, I mean, it was like I was literally sitting up there talking about like, yeah, man, they fleecing us. Anyway, man, here's my credit card right here. Let me go ahead. Yeah, let me go ahead.
Like,
yeah, I want the one with Mario Kart. I want the one with Mario Kart. I don't want the one without Mario Kart. I want the one with Mario Kart. And yeah, go ahead and put me down for Donkey Kong Bonanza. Yeah, go ahead and put me down for that. And you know what? Can I get the upgrade on the Mario Part?
That Mario Kart being $80-$90 is wild work, man.
Look, that is some of the most infernal, most diabolical, just chicanery that I have ever seen. Like it is, like honestly, it felt like a hate crime. I was like, man, Nintendo really does not care.
No, they don't.
They do not care.
I call them the Verizon of video game industry. Because those mofos don't care, boy. You call customer service, you cuss them out, they hang up the phone.
Oh yeah, they'd be like, well, you still gonna play this shit, and then hang up on you. They're like,
yeah. I saw Digimon Time Strangers. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to get on that. And so I started looking up. I'm like, okay, I'll take my Switch with me because I still got my first one. And I'll get nothing but shout out to my fiance because she bought me the Switch for Christmas. So I'm like, you staying with me.
Be like, you know what? You the ones.
I need to go ring shopping.
Man, let me go ahead and let me go ahead and get these funds right so I can take care of you.
Yeah, make sure you Gucci. So I'm starting looking up on YouTube. I'm like, hey, how many other Digimon games that's out there? Because I really want to get into Digimon. Because a lot of people fancy Digimon more than do Pokemon, amazingly enough. And I saw a game called Digimon World Cyber Sleuth, and it was on Switch. It is on Switch. Lo and behold, that bitch was on sale.
Yoink!
look here. That game was 50 bones. It was selling it for $10. And I was like, like, here you go. Here you go.
Look at God.
Right? Look at God.
Won't he do it?
Won't he do it? Won't he will?
Won't he? Yeah. Look, that's how they give. I'm not gonna hold you. The Switch 2 has the worst feature ever in the history of video gaming for me, and it's that when I go look at my wish list, that I can sort it by what's on sale. That shit has gotten me in trouble before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because I'll be like, ooh, let me filter it to the what's on sale.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they got the whole Trials of, or was it Trails of Steel on sale? They got the whole franchise on sale. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shit, let me go with $7.99, $9.99, $12. Like after a while, like I don't think about how them $9.99s, them $7.99s, and $12. I don't think about how those are adding up. And I'm just like, oh yeah, now go ahead and get that one too. Go ahead and get that one too. Oh, they got River City Girls on sale.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, go ahead and get that too.
Let me slide. Let me slide with that. Look, it's equivalent to like if you watch certain videos and how you feel after. When I saw that little virtual card do this number right here, I was like, ooh. I was like, damn.
Dummy. Yeah. Dummy. Yeah.
That was me.
Look, hey, this is why I force myself sometimes to forget that there's an eShop icon on the thing. I'd be like, don't look at that. When I turn the Switch on, don't be showing me don't be showing me them advertisements on the on the standby screen. Don't be showing me that shit.
Don't do it to me. Don't do it to me. As an avid gamer, you understand. Now, whenever a Switch sale happens, that bitch is rare. So.
Oh, don't be looking for no Mario either. Don't be going there. Don't be looking for no Mario. Don't be looking for no Zelda. Don't be looking for no nothing.
You might get a $3 off.
Yeah, and look, and you will be happy to have it because you know they gonna hit you for $90 at some point. That's why. That's why, like I told somebody the other day, I said, look, man, some of y'all gonna have to take out a loan when GTA 6 come out.
Woo!
Some of y'all gotta take out a loan because that's a $200 game off top.
Easily. That's why they extended it. That's why they're like, you know what? This ain't to do that. We're gonna extend that further because you're gonna need time to save some money.
Oh yeah, no. Look, could you imagine having to explain to your better half? Oh, you got the new GTA 6? Be like, yeah, baby, I got the GTA 6. What? Yeah, I was reading online. I heard that the game was $200. So, you trade something in or
first 48?
look, be sitting there looking at me like, I see you still got the same games up here today on the shelf that you had yesterday. So you ain't trading nothing in. This the same. Look, gonna do the finger test. Gonna be like, yeah, it's still dust on some of these games. So, yeah, you didn't move none of this. So, yeah, you just paid. You just raw dog $200 to get GTA 6. That's crazy. That's wild. Yeah, because I could have sworn we were supposed to be saving. I mean, damn. That's what I thought. I thought we were saving. I thought, like, see, I don't want to have that conversation. So, yeah, GTA.
I already had that conversation. I ain't even married yet. And you know what where it came from? It came from my future son. He snitched on me. He snitched. The boy snitched. Let me tell you, I bought a PS5.
Come on, man.
Because college football came out, like, damn it, it's not on PC. I'm gonna have to get a PS5. So I bought a PS5 through GameStop. Right, and they did like the payment installments, or whatever. Because that's when you feel a little right when you make payment installments and spend the whole full $500. I was like,
look, man, y'all can get 100 today, but look, man, y'all can't get nothing else.
Yeah, so I did that. Right, I get the game, I logs in, and mind you, we friends on my PlayStation, my PS4. and I'm playing, and he texts me, right? He like, you got a PS5? I didn't respond. And so guess
you
what he
pocket
goes-
watching? What?
He didn't respond. He gonna walking up to him. He say, "Did Erson get a PS5?" And she was like, "Nah, I don't think so. He ain't got a PS5." I was like, so she calls me. She's like, "Hey," and then he asked me again, right, while I'm on the phone. Erson, did you get a PS5? I still ain't answer. And she was like, "I'm like, yeah, I did get a PS5." She's like, "And you didn't tell me? Like, you acting brand new around here." I'm like,
Man, look, I'm sorry, but man, we would have to fight because
Yep.
I'd be like, look, man, look, you look, because I like, look, man, I was like, look, man, we on the same team,
right.
same team.
And this before he got his PS5, right? Because I did keep my promise. I say, listen, if anybody getting the PS5 first, it's me. So like, I'm getting that first. But you got to prove yourself.
Right. I'm like, look, you out here making it hot. Like, you blowing up my spot. I'm sitting here. Look, see, and this is why this right here. This why I had to get on mine. I had to get on mine early with it because I was like, look, when this Switch 2 come in the house, I'm gonna need you to keep your mouth shut. I'm gonna need you to keep your mouth shut for about 2-3 weeks. Okay.
Yep.
2-3 weeks. I said, after that, if you keep your mouth shut and you don't say shit, you can have the old Switch. That's your. I pull out the Switch OLED, be like, you see this? This could be you.
Right here. Cash money. In
Right
your
here.
hand.
Bam. Done. Yeah, no more of that Switch Lite. You know, this real Switch. OLED. OLED, baby. OLED.
See Tropic Thunder? No more freaking fly your bitch mouth from my boy.
Right? But no, I was like, look, man, look, it's that simple, man. Look, you scratch my back, I scratch your back.
Yeah.
We all win.
Easy. Yeah.
We could all be playing Switch up in here.
We cool. We cool, man. We cool. So I remember you mentioned a few weeks ago, and I know it's been a constant thing. So I know your stance on AI and how AI is being used in conventions. Now, do you have any advice for individuals that visit conventions on how to spot that off rip and like, you know what? I'm not buying that. And that's
So-
and I mean like this. That might be I ain't doing that.
Oh, okay. So off top, and this is like I said, I've encountered this a lot. You can typically spot AI a few different ways. For one, inconsistent art.
Yeah.
Inconsistent art, and I don't mean like somebody got 6 fingers on one hand, or there's an extra arm somewhere. Nothing like that. But it's just like when you read the comic, if you start noticing that the art just does not look the same from page to page, not even from page to page, but from panel to panel, where it looks like 8 different folks drew the book. That right there that's one of my canaries in the coal mine for that sort of thing. But I will also say that, and this is because a lot of them are kind of brazen. They might be a little less brazen now, but some of them will give it away. Some of them will straight up give it away to you that's what they did. But like in the case where they don't, I would also just look to see how many creators are on the book. If you see a book where there's only like one name on it, not to say that's a red flag, but I would ask some questions. Like, especially if it's someone that, and a lot of times you can usually tell just by talking to these people. If I go to a person's table, let's say, in this case, this is a person, they got a book, it only has their name on it, nobody else's name. If you go to that table, you don't see any art prints, you don't see them drawing nothing, you don't see them selling any sketches or offering to do any like, I guess like commission work or anything like that. I would start that'd be the moment I would start asking some questions, because I'd be like, okay, this is a person who clearly they're not doing anything art related, but somehow they got a book that they claim they wrote, drew, colored, lettered, and all that. That's what I'm gonna start asking. And I'm gonna ask really tough questions about that sort of stuff. Because there's because one thing about an AI artist, ask them their process, they will freeze. They will freeze. And the reason why is because they have no process. Because I'm an artist too. So like when I talk to these people, I'm like, oh man, this right here on this page right here, how'd you do that? Did you like, do you use like a G pen, or like you using like India ink, or you like what kind of what pencil were you using? Were you using like a 2B, a 4B, a 2H, or whatever? Like I'm gonna ask you that type of stuff, and if or I'm gonna say, hey, did you do this like analog? Did you do it digitally? So on and so forth. Yeah. Also, look at the speech bubbles. Speech bubbles speech bubbles are actually bigger dead giveaway than most other stuff. Okay. Because a lot of the times the speech bubbles will not line up with the person that is talking. Like in one particular case I saw where you had the speech bubble or word balloon or whatever, and the word balloon tail wasn't even pointing from the character that was actually talking. Or pointing to the character. It was just there. And like it didn't, like in one case where the character was supposed to be talking, the tail was on the opposite side of the balloon from where the character was. So like
you talked about that a couple weeks ago. I think I definitely seen that.
That's another one. AI is easy to replicate, so I will say there are some instances like if you talk about a guy like Stanley Artgerm, who is an actual artist, but his stuff looks like AI. I always tell people that's because of how he colors it. So there are instances where you can have somebody who's coloring their stuff to kind of achieve that same look, but 99.9% of the time, it's probably somebody using using AI.
Yeah, because there's this artist, I followed him for a long time. His name Ozzy the Virus, and he had some issues because it was some people that had his art and they were selling it, but it was AI generated, that kind of thing. Yeah, it was bad. And he was making bank. He got an adult coloring book coming out. If it's not already out, like his work is phenomenal. Like it's really good. So when I see stuff like that, once he brought it to my attention, so anytime I visit these, conventions or whatever, and I go to the artist alley, I kind of am a little bit more selective about the things that I get. But if I see people that I know that I've seen before, like Stephanie Williams that did Nubia.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I know where I'm getting this from. Or like Sanford, somebody like that, I know where I'm getting it from. But
right.
And shout out to Stephanie too, because she was the one who actually got my missus into comic books. Matter of fact, she hooked her up, and I got low key jealous. It's
like, wait a minute, I'm not gonna hold you. That's the type of shit that would make me mad, because I'd be like, because I've actually had this happen with both my wife and my own child. Where it's like, oh, hey, I'm trying to get you into this thing that I really like, that I think you would like too. Oh, you don't want to listen. Oh, you gonna listen to the motherfucker on TikTok?
Yeah,
some goofy goof on TikTok said to like My Hero Academia. Oh, now you a fan, huh? Oh, but when Daddy was trying to put you on, when Daddy was trying to show you your first anime, he was trying to get you into the promised land. Oh no, you don't want to believe me.
Yeah, like wow, this is what the betrayal feels like.
Yeah, right. I was like, wait, I can't reach the knife in my back. I was like, look, why is it I'm walking out of here like Rick James out of Eddie Murphy's house? I'm like, never should have gave y'all niggas money.
Bleed inside my chest.
I mean, but that's I totally get that. I totally get that. But honestly, if anyone but because it is Stephanie Williams, I'd let it slide. I'd be like, you know what?
Oh yeah, she got it there because she got Nubia, she got Spider-Woman, she got what was it? It was a Milestone. It was a Milestone Universe graphic novel. And this is the one I did not have. That's the one I didn't have. And she gave it to her. So she was reading Nubia, and she was like in the bed reading. And she just made this noise. She's like, oh, shit. And like she was reading. And I was like, so I had to hold my excitement in, right? Because I was like, what? What happened? And she kind of like, tell me what was going on. She got told what was going on. I'm like, oh, that's nice.
That's crazy. Damn, man.
That's wild. And I was like, so, and I'm so happy though she's getting into it because I think what kind of pushed her there is, okay, a woman of color, a black woman on the front, and Nubia. I hope and pray that she will make an appearance in the DCU. I feel like she will, but so yeah, that, and so I asked her did she start reading Spider-Woman, and she started reading the Milestone stuff. So now I know where avenues to go. So once she finished those books, she getting Storm. She getting that Storm run. And like,
yeah, see, that's what it was for me. Like, if you can find the thing, if you can find like the I guess like the gateway comic to get them in the door, because for me, I have discovered that a lot of people, when you want to talk to them about comics, you want to get them in the comics, doesn't matter who they are, but when you talk to them about it, people have a very specific idea of what a comic book is. And I've even had this argument with people in regards to like manga versus like Western comics, because a lot of people have this misconception that comics are just superheroes. It's just motherfuckers in capes and tights and shit. It's like, no, there's a comic for everything. And one day and I even did this with my mother, like, who technically she was already on game, but like she didn't realize how far comics had evolved since I was a kid. And I was like, we were watching a movie, and I had mentioned when we were talking about it after the fact that I was like, oh yeah, so I kind of dug that, but so it was a little different from the comic, but yeah, that's what it was. We were watching Atomic Blonde. And she didn't know that was based on a comic, and she was like, "Oh wow!" I was like, "Yeah." It's a little slightly different, but I was like, "Yeah, it's not like exactly like 1-to-1." But I said they kind of took the story, told the parts I guess they felt they could get away with the best, and like went on from there. And to talk about that type of stuff and to make people realize, oh wow, it can be whatever. I said just like how people say there's a manga for everything, there's a Western comic for everything. I've read comics about there was one that Carter and I joke about on the cave sometimes called The Beauty, which I think is being made into a TV show now. The Beauty, it's literally about people catching a STD that makes you beautiful.
But goddamn,
right. It's like, and that's honestly, that's the most I want to say about it, because anything else is a spoiler. But the thing is that there's literally, I've read comics about, there's another young lady writing comics. T. Franklin wrote a book about two lesbian women.
Yeah.
Finding love in like their twilight years or stuff like that. I was like, this is a comic. Like, you can literally find a comic for about just about anything that you want. So all you gotta do is like figure out like what is it that gets them, and they'd be like, boom, that's it right there. And you may not get them every time, but you're gonna close them down more often than you won't.
Yeah.
So that's always my advice.
It's definitely something for everybody. Like, I mean everybody, even dumbass right wingers. But it's something for them too. But
honestly, unfortunately, that is the case.
Yeah. Do it sell well? No.
No. I mean, you might look, and hell, half the time it don't even actually come out.
Nope.
I think this folks still waiting on Cyberfrog.
Yep.
When that Cyberfrog drop.
Mama's wrong again.
Look. My book will be out before Cyberfrog hit.
Hey, I'm right. I'm reading in the binder. If you want this trash ass Cyber Frog, you need to read this right here.
Yeah, hey, look, man, you won't look look. I'm gonna have me out here like Suge Knight. Y'all want producer dancing all up in the video. Man, y'all come here to Death Row.
That sounds
Man, look, little did we know, man, when it came to the respectability angle, Suge Knight would somehow come out the winner in that exchange.
Yes. Yes.
Somehow.
Thought?
Look, Suge Knight like, yeah, I wasn't at the parties.
Nope.
Won't catch no baby oil over here.
No. I told you.
Right.
But I'm in jail though.
He's like, wait. Me? What I do?
Me. Yeah. I just hang somebody out the window. That's whatever.
Right. And it was Vanilla Ice. Who cares about Vanilla Ice in 2025? Like, can I go?
Yeah. Like, just the real villain over here.
Right? It's like, man, look, man, y'all look, man, free Suge Knight. I mean, actually, I don't know. Maybe don't. I don't know. Look, that might not be the right guy to free. I don't know. But no, but yeah, no, I always tell people, man, there's some really good stuff out there. And I'll say too, sometimes, and I know people don't ever want to hear this, but it's true. Sometimes you gotta step outside the big two to get it.
Absolutely.
You're gonna have to go to an Image. You're gonna have to go to a Boom Studios or Dark Horse or IDW or AWA or a Milestone, a Dynamite, or I'm blanking on names of comic book imprints all of a sudden. Oni Press, so on and so forth. A Mad Cave. You're gonna have to step outside of Marvel and DC sometimes to get it, but I promise you, there are some of the best books I have read in the last like 10 or 15 years have come from imprints that don't have Marvel or DC in their title.
Yeah. And Global Comics, like if you get Global Comics out, they got a lot of that stuff that like gems. So
beautiful stuff. Absolutely beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I will also say, if you are willing to just not see Batman, to not see Superman, to not see the X-Men, like I'm telling you, man, matter of fact, there's some books out there, like matter of fact, right now, if there's a comic that you love, look up who created it and then go see what comics they got elsewhere. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if you like that Marvel or that DC stuff, most of these creators, they are saving their best work for elsewhere.
Yeah. See, I got put on game. I got put on game for East and West, and I was like, damn, I had no idea you wrote that.
Yeah.
So, and I'm still reading, and I just started that. But yeah, Global Comics got some gems. I'm like, man, I've heard good things. I've heard
East
good
and West
things.
is thick.
Yeah,
That book is thick.
like my pull list.
Yeah, man. Hey, shout out to Cheyenne and Wooloo out here, comic shop, gang. But no, I tell people all the time, man. When like the Jonathan Hickman stuff was popping off in Marvel, and I was telling people, I was like, I like the stuff he's doing over here, but I said, man, y'all need to go read his East and West, go read his what was the Black Monday murders or something like that. I was like, I promise y'all, he is if y'all like this, wait till y'all see that. Cause I was like, that like this is like Dragon Ball Z level stuff, like his stuff, his X-Men and his Fantastic Four, that's him at 50%. Full potential. As if you go over there where he can act a fool, go where he can act a whole fool and see what you get. Because like I was telling somebody the other day, I know Marvel is mad right now with Kieran Gillen, because that man wrote some really good X-Men stuff during the Krakoan era, and as soon as he walked out the door, That man walked over to Image and gave them the power fantasy. I know they were mad. I know they were mad because he even said it was based on stuff that he couldn't do at Marvel. And now power fantasy doing numbers.
Listen. Listen, there's been documentaries, okay? Documentaries on Image Comics about how they walked out and walked across the street. It was like, we ain't coming to you either. We're going to come over here and became number 2. Like, people lined up around the comic book building.
And the thing is, it's happening. It's kind of slick happening again, but just like more wide sweeping because people aren't really. I mean, yeah, there are people that still follow like imprints, but there's now more people following creators. So it's like, oh, well, if I really like, case in point, someone who I have come to really respect is Kelly Thompson. Who writes like Absolute Wonder Woman, wrote the best Captain Marvel anyone has ever written ever in life, and probably will never see their like again. And also is going to be doing like the Buffy and Angel stuff over Dynamite. Is doing Birds of Prey over DC as well. And it's like I was telling people, I was like, look, wherever she goes, she getting bank. People are going to want her. I said the same thing about Stephanie Williams. I was like, after that newbie, I said, y'all better watch out. Stephanie Williams is going to be that. She's going to be that one to watch. And that's kind of what it is. Like, people are starting to realize, wait a minute, if I just follow this creator, I'm going to get everything.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter what house it came out of. The book is good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
And I'm getting that Street Sharks whenever that drops. That's on the way.
Oh yeah, no. I told when word got it. I also, I first off, I want to say too, the fact that a Street Sharks book is coming out in 2025. There you go. That's the tweet. But the fact that Stephanie Williams is going to be writing it, and I can see, just based on the stuff that she posts online, that she's having a fantastic time writing it. And you can tell the energy is there. Like, you can't really keep a good creative. You really can't keep a good creative out of the limelight, no matter how hard you try. Because I remember not too terribly long ago, she had put out that there was an Ironheart book she was supposed to be writing. And the book got canceled because of a stupid reason. That had nothing to do with the book itself.
Yeah.
But because I guess the Ironheart show, the date on it got pushed back. So like, cancel the book. Cancel the book? What are we doing?
Why?
Cancel the book? Why? What that got? Ain't nothing. The two don't match. But when she had posted some like some work in progress pages of the book and like a little brief synopsis of what it was about, I was like, y'all are wrong. Y'all could have put this out. I said this book would have been fire. Like this, this was the type of stuff that would have got people talking. And I was like, y'all didn't do it. So I was like, but hey, just like we were saying earlier, won't he do it?
Won't he will.
Won't he will. And at this point, she will. She ran off and started doing something elsewhere. Yeah, and it's and we live in a crazy dumb time right now where anyone can if they want to apply themselves, they can have a book. If you are willing to put in the work, you can make a book. And now, whether or not it is good is another story altogether. Not all creators are creating equally, but like I always tell people, I'm always just excited to see people try because it's real easy to sit back and critique some shit. It is so much harder to do the thing. And I have been learning that myself personally. And I will also say this too, being a creator will give you an entirely different perspective. on how you look at certain stuff.
Yeah.
Certain things I used to be real nitpicky about. I'm like, nah, honestly, I get it. Nah,
I understand it
get
now.
it.
I understand it.
I was like, man, why they? I was like, man, I was like, dude, the art kind of slacked up on this one panel. Nah, I know why I did. I know why I did.
Yep.
I was like, that needed to happen. We needed that more simplistic panel because, yeah, ain't nobody trying to do all that. Ain't nobody trying to do all that in that one little small ass space. I've learned a lot.
Yeah.
So just from being a critique, but also doing the thing too.
Yeah.
So.
And with it, that goes into my next question. It might put you on the spot.
Do
Give me
it.
your top 5 comic artists, whether it's current or in the past.
Ooh, man. Oh man, I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna get in some trouble. Cause well, for one, I've talked a lot of shit about some of the people that I would probably say. So people probably think I don't like them, but I actually do. But also there'll be some people who be mad I ain't put them in the top. But no. You know what? I can say fairly. That one of my personal favorites is Chris Somney, Invincible, and Invincible, Amazing Spider-Man, Battle Beast, all that good stuff. Mostly because his style is just, I don't know how to describe it. It's just a very simple but effective. Like when I look at something he does, like, and this is something I've kind of become more cognizant of. He doesn't do a whole lot of like heavy line work. I mean, he does sometimes, but like he's not doing a lot of like unnecessary like hatching and scratches. Something that I catch myself doing a lot of the time too, because I don't know, for whatever reason, my brain thinks that looks better sometimes.
Yeah.
But like, it's like when I look at his work, it's clean. I can see everything. Everything makes sense. And I like that.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. He did Daredevil too, correct?
Yes, he did. He did
Mark
Daredevil with Mark Wade.
Yep, that's what I'm currently reading. I do love that artwork, man. I like he definitely my top 5 because it got that Saturday morning cartoon vibe, but not really.
It's close. It's close. Like it's you know what? That is actually a very accurate representation of it because when you look at it, it looks like when you see it, it looks like it's already made for like an anime. Which, to be fair, I mean, you look at Invincible, how Invincible translates from comic to Amazon Prime. It's like, dude, they really didn't even have to try that hard to copy what he was doing.
Yeah,
and it's beautiful.
Yep.
I'm also shout out to the homie Sanford Green because and I always liked Sanford's work, but I became more just like in love with it, and it was recent that it actually happened because of the Doom one shot he did, and he was showing me some of that. He was showing me some of the behind the scenes stuff. And one thing I'll tell you right now, and this is what usually lets me know who I like more than others, is when I can see what you've done before it gets to the final, whatever the final result is. If I can see like the inks just by itself, no color on it, if I can see your sketch work, any of that stuff. But like, I think, when I was looking at the part where they were doing like they're doing a full breakdown of page, like from thumbnail to pencils to inks to so on and so forth. I was like, man, I said the jump from like thumbnail to pencil and then to ink. I was like, dude, that is crazy. I was like, dude, and it was like, and it wasn't like a simple page either. There was like a lot of shit going on, and I was like, it gave me a whole new appreciation for his style, and I've actually come to really like how stylized it is. That if I see his work, I know it. And I will never be convinced that it's somebody else. Like, if I see Sanford, I know it's Sanford. I don't go like, I don't know, man. Is that like? No, I know. I mean, like it is instantly kind of like with Chris Somney. It's instantly recognizable. I never confuse it for somebody else.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Another one, and this is this is a contentious one. Joe Madureira.
Okay.
Because his style heavily influenced my own style when I was in high school. Actually, when I was in high school, up until I was like in my 20s. And while I've kind of diverged from his style, I still have some of his isms in my art. Not enough that they would probably be recognizable to most people, but like I remember he changed the way I looked at how, kind of similarly to Sanford, kind of changed the way I kind of look at how stuff is drawn. And I just wish he could be on time with the book. But yeah, anyway, I wish I didn't have to wait like 4 presidencies for the 10th issue of a comic to come out that came out like in the early aughts. But that's another story altogether. I ain't here to talk about that. You know, Battle Chasers, everyone. It's Battle Chasers, if you're wondering. But no, for real. I love Joe Mad. He's cool. And, you know, as much as I give Jim Lee shit for some of his business practices and his, and also his very strange inability to draw women who don't look exactly the same.
Yeah.
Like, it really, to be fair, all his people look the same. His Batman and his Superman, they are the same character. You can't convince me otherwise. His Storm, his Psylocke, that's the same woman. That's just Psylocke and blackface. Yeah. That's Psylocke put on blackface. Well, she was already doing Asian face, but then she did blackface on top of that. It's crazy. You can't make this up.
Listen, when you first said Jim Lee, like on your show, I was like, God damn it, he's right.
But here's the thing: I will tell people all the time, I still love his work.
Yeah, likewise.
But me loving his work, that's me being able to look at it objectively and be able to point out, like, and his line work, it's beautiful to look at. But I would never try to replicate it because this is way too damn busy. Like, it's way too much hatching. There's a lot of unnecessary hatching. And a lot of people may not remember this. If you go back and read, like, old, like, I think, man, there was a time when he was doing just, like, the Wolverine book at some point or another. He used to do a lot of stuff where he would code everything in heavy shadow, so that way he wouldn't have to draw all the, like, we always used to make fun of Rob Liefeld for hiding feet behind rocks. Yeah. And hands behind giant guns. But Jim Lee used to do the same thing. But for whatever reason, we praised Jim Lee for doing it. And to be fair, Rob Liefeld, terrible. But it's like
problematic.
Is he a little problematic? But I mean, the thing is, what was he doing different? I mean, other than jacking up people's chests, having folks with chests like concave and convex at the same time. But yeah, there was that, and I still rock with it, regardless. And you know what? Even though he pissed me off with his X-Men number 700 cover, I'll still say Pepe Larraz, even though like he drew a cover with like 50-11 people on it, and somehow didn't only managed to draw one Negro on the page. I mean, yeah, no, scratch that. No, I'm not giving him credit. Mark Brooks, scratch that. No. Actually, no, not for the same reason. I love Mark Brooks. In case you see this, Mark, I love you. We still cool. He and I actually had it out over that one time, and we ended up like texting back and forth for a little bit, for about a couple of hours, and then realized, nah, we cool.
Yeah,
I was like, all right, we cool. That's what happens when people actually take the beef offline and go talk about it, elsewhere.
Funny how that happens,
right?
Crazy.
It's like you take that also, I was like, it was a very public argument, and I was like, you know what? Let's talk about this privately. So we, don't, because I was like, I said, because I feel like it's one of those situations where we're just being really ugly to each other, and we've actually been cool ever since. But no, I'm actually going to take Pepe Larraz off. Take Pepe Larraz off. Actually, take Jim Lee off. I'm gonna say Brian Stelfreeze and Daniel Acuna, because they're just amazing and they'll never be copied ever in life. They'll never be copied. No one is ever gonna pull off what they do. Ever. Unless it's AI, then they're cheating. So.
Yeah, they got you. Got your ass.
Yeah, right?
So that leads into, okay, still putting you on the spot.
Oh, hit me. I'm here.
Top 5 comic book storylines.
Okay, so this will. It's funny because I can think about ones that I hate real quickly, but no, yeah. Honestly, when it comes down to it, man, I don't know why this lives rent free in my head, but Kevin Smith's Guardian Devil, that's one easily. It's something about the twist of that story. Like, even though I've kind of softened on it a little bit over the years, I still love it just for just how weird it is. Daredevil thinking he's caught up in some kind of like religious cult conspiracy.
Yeah.
Only to figure out it's a Spider-Man villain. Without going any further. And also, I would have to look at, oh man, this is getting tough. Because I'm a lot of books are just flooding into my head right now. You know what? Screw it. I really love the Wicked and the Divine, Kieran Gillen over at Image Comics. That book is amazing. Honestly, I think it actually did American Gods better than American Gods did American Gods.
Yeah, because they did Orlando Jones dirty
as hell. And you know what? I don't want Neil Gaiman to get no money anyway. So you know what? Let's just get that out of here. Also. Man, I you know what? I'm gonna leave that one out because I don't want to bring his name up again. I'm having to be like, no more Neil Gaiman, no more Neil Gaiman. He's done. You know what? I tell you, man, dude, this is gonna sound crazy. The Kieran Gillen. This is gonna show up a couple of times here. The Kieran Gillen Eternals, because it's the best Eternals I've ever read. It's really good, and it actually recontextualizes the characters. Like, when they talk about the version of the characters that wound up in the MCU, I'm like, this is the version they should have used. I was like, this is if they would have used this version right here, people would still be talking about that movie. People would still be like, oh my god, did you know that? What? Like, it would blow your mind. It would, and they found a way to make a way to use like Thanos in such a way where he's not like the biggest of big bads, but he's like the big bad that week, and you're like, oh my god, dude, this is crazy. Also, there's a storyline. Speaking of Thanos, it's a Thanos annual. I forget who wrote this particular story. It might have been Donny Cates. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Donny Cates. But there's one where Thanos goes to meet this guy on his birthday like every year. Nobody important, just random dude. Yeah. Nobody of note. He's not a superhero, doesn't have superpowers. He's just regular dude, working regular job. And Thanos shows up on that dude's birthday every year since the day he was born and fucks with him. And I don't mean like little stuff, like ruins that man's life.
Like
on his birthday.
Ring.
Yeah, kind of
vibe. That kind of thing.
That kind of thing. And here's the thing. And I think it's kind of funny. There's a point where he doesn't show up one year, and dude thinks that Thanos has forgotten about him.
Yeah.
Nah, psych. Thanos shows up Thanos comes back like a few birthdays later, says, "Oh, you thought I forgot about you."
I did not.
He's like, no, I'm still here. Don't worry about it. I got you. And then of course, I'm gonna say Bitterroot. So because that book literally I could have just as easily have said like a milestone book, because that kind of showed me what was possible when I was a kid. But Bitterroot reminded me of that, like that same energy that I felt when I was a kid and saw like a milestone book on the shelf for the first time. Yeah. Bitterroot was that for me, but as a grown ass man.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, dude, ain't nothing but brothers on this book. Damn. Mm-hmm. I said, man, I was like, dude, the writers, I was like, the artists, I said, shit, I think even the letterer might be black. Shit. I was like, hey, this is crazy. I don't know. I could be wrong on that one. I don't know very many black letterers, but yeah, I was like, dude, yeah, this is it showcased black people in such a way that I was like, dude, you know what? I don't think I've ever seen any comic put this much respect on blackness.
Yeah. In a very unique way.
Yeah, and without with being able to speak to a black experience in such a way that like when I read it, I'm like, yep, that's that right there. I know what that is.
Yeah, I would do that.
I was like, damn, dude, that's like I'm Leonardo DiCaprio in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Like I sit up on my couch, but ooh, right there. Mm-hmm. But no, and I think it was also enhanced by the fact that it told stories that at the time were not common in even black culture. So yeah, it just and honestly, I would even go as far as say probably is largely responsible for why there's so many more black indie comic creators today than there were a few years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's definitely in my top 5 Bitterroot. Because basically everything that you said and those variant covers was crazy,
dude.
Like you got that Prince. Let me slide to get that.
Hey, look, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I don't generally go out of my way to like find like pages. Mm-hmm. Because I know there's some people out there like page hunters trying to find like the work in progress pages and stuff like that, the pre-color stuff or like the original like prints. Yeah. I don't normally go for that type of thing, but if I got my hands on one of them bad boys, you would never hear the end of it. I'd be like, no. I'd like, see, look at that up there. You see that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah, that's before they put the color on it. Yeah. See, y'all don't know nothing about that.
Look at that.
I'm like, look. See, y'all broke. Y'all don't know nothing about this.
Because I got something similar, right? But it's generic, but it's not like it's not Bitterroot. Because some people come to the office and are like, "Is that Meteor Man on your wall?" Yes, it is. yes.
Dude. So no BS. I have it around here somewhere. I'm look. No smoke for John Romita Jr. But. He's not my favorite artist in the world, but he does do some things I enjoy. I got a print. It was actually like it's not even anything fancy. It's a thumbnail. It's the original thumbnail that he put together for like a cover for Black Panther. Like it was not even a main cover. It was like a variant cover. And I got it because I was like, man, it's so simple. Like, it's so simple, and I was like, man, something even crazier came out of it. Like, I bought it to remind myself that great things start off looking kind of jank.
Hey, that goes with anything. All right, YouTube videos. I looked at my first video, and I was like, damn, this is trash.
Ooh, man. I don't even look. I was like, man, look, unlist those.
Humble beginnings.
Right? Look, put that shit to private. Or you know what? I'm petty. No, members only. Members only.
Members only.
Yeah, it's members only, man. Y'all don't get to see that shit. Don't worry about it.
Y'all get to see that. So two more questions. I know it's probably going to branch out. So your comic, like, tell us about that. Like, what that process like? What the story's about? What if there is a due date? When if you got that solidified? When we can get it and where can we get it?
Ooh. So okay, the comic is called Heart of the Darkness. HART. Yeah. Heart of the Darkness. The best way to describe it is it's a horror noir. Even though I hate this word, but it's the only word I can think of right now. Urban take on stories like if you took Mayor of Kingstown and maybe blended it with like Constantine, but from a black perspective in in my backyard of Memphis, Tennessee, Dirty South. It's about a guy who he is the last in what is effectively a long line of not monster hunters, but monster troubleshooters. Like, he's not Blade, he's not Punisher, he's not Elsa Bloodstone. he doesn't go out into the night every day to like, kick in the door at the vampire club, the techno music starts playing, and 5011 vampires turned up, cut in half. Though I love that. I wanted to tell a story about a guy who he can do that, but that's not his job. His job is to make sure that all of these like vampires and werewolves and ghosts and goblins and demons and angels and whatnot, that they all stay within the rules, and that the menace of at least in terms of like him versus these other people, like why do they pay attention to a regular human, is because they know that if they don't, that's when he does become Blade or else a Bloodstone or Punisher or whoever else. But like, I was like, man, I want to tell a story about a guy who is just a regular dude, but he's a regular dude who is aware of irregular shit. And, it was like, I would even say, it has a lot of inspirations. If anyone's ever been a fan of like Dresden Files or the book or the TV show, whatever, there's a little bit of that in there as well. But like, mostly it was mostly just the idea of like, man, if you ever watch Mayor of Kingstown, where like you got this guy who like he basically just does troubleshooting for local criminals. That's basically what it is. It's just that instead of these criminals being normal people, they're werewolves and vampires and whatnot.
Oh, I dig that shit. I dig that. when you said Noir and you said Mayor of Kingstown, I'm like, you had my curiosity, but now you got my attention.
Well, I'm glad because that was one of those things. You were talking about you asking like when it might be available. So it's technically, so the first issue is technically done now. I am probably going to. We were originally going to do like a Kickstarter for it. But because I wasn't really ready to like mess with like printing and stuff like that, I kind of chose to forego Kickstarter for now. I think what we're ultimately going to probably wind up doing, unless like something changes, because I have talked to some people about maybe potentially getting something like that funded. What I've decided to do in the interim until we can really lock that down is I'm just going to release it digitally. I'm probably gonna. I don't know the exact date. I was kind of thinking about being funny and waiting to like release it like right around like Halloween. Maybe do something like that. I don't know. I haven't really fully figured it out, but it'll wherever it goes, it'll be on like Global Comics. Is where I'm going to put it up. So it'll be there. It'll be like readily available for people to check out. And I'll probably maybe in the next week or so there'll be like some previews going out, and it's been a real journey because it's a story I've been writing for the past 5 years. But like I say for the past 5 years, I've been developing it for the past 5 years, but I didn't really start like actually writing it like issue to issue until like maybe a couple of years ago. And then my artist Quinn McGowan, who's also from Memphis, we worked on it. We kind of like figured everything out, and it was also cool because it's like, well, I have someone who actually knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. When I say like, hey, this part takes place in the Hickory Hood, I don't have to explain what the Hickory Hood is to him. He knows.
No extra homework.
Nah. Like if I say, hey, so they're gonna be doing this one thing over in Black Haven, like he knows where Black Haven is. Or if I say, hey, put the Crystal Palace back there somewhere in the background, he'll be like, okay, I know where the Crystal Palace is. It doesn't, none of it ever really has to be like overly explained, or because Memphis, well, it's not like the most complicated place in the world. There's lots of like stuff about Memphis that like I would have to explain to him. Like case in point, my letterer, who technically lived in Memphis up to a point, he was not from Memphis. He was a recent like transplant. So there were certain parts of the script that I could tell where he was kind of like, he said, "You sure you want to say this like that?" I was like, "Trust me, it's Memphis. They'll get it."
It's certain isms because I have a frat brother that he's from like Memphis. I want to say Memphis, but I know Tennessee. But the word slick. I never heard it used in a sentence, right? But I'm like, so when I first heard you say it, I'm like,
Yeah.
this motherfucker from Memphis. And then as soon as you said that, I was like, I knew it.
Yeah. Oh no. We have a whole like it is kind of like just about anywhere else. Like, we have like there's certain words we will use in place of other words that maybe someone else might use. Like, I know it took me a while to get used to hear people say like John and stuff like that. Because in Memphis we don't say that. We say Junt.
Yeah.
Yeah, we say like it's like, oh man, look at that shot right there. Like that's and technically even that has kind of fallen down a little bit. But like, yeah, we just have there's a very specific type of slang, and there's like I remember the first time someone said that that I was out of pocket on something. And where I come from, out of pocket means that you are not around.
Yeah.
But then I had to like ask, and they're like, "Oh, you mean I was wilding? Oh, damn, that's crazy. Oh man.
Yep.
Ooh, man,
now
I'm glad
now I know.
It's like, look, man, I'm glad I looked this up on Urban Dictionary. Damn. Out of pocket, New York. Ooh, you said I messed up. Oh, damn. Okay, let me calm down.
You seen that? Have you seen that that Dragon Ball video where Vegeta was talking like he was from New York, and he got he like Frieza's wilding out here, B.
Oh, damn. Wait a minute.
That was so. It was so hilarious.
Oh my god! See, and the fact that it came out like Vegeta talking like with a Jay-Z twang is wild.
That thing was going.
I'm here for
crazy.
it.
I was man. When I tell you I was on the floor, I was on the floor. He like, yeah, he go boom, bop, beep, and I start bleeding on my.
What the fuck?
And he said, I start bleeding on my Tim's Kakarot, and Gohan in the background. Not the butters.
What the fuck? Honestly, you know what? That right there is proof. That black people instantly enhance anything they come into contact with. Anything
Absolutely.
Anything. I don't give a fuck what it is.
Seasoning.
Oh yeah, no, off top, because just like even with no frame of reference, like I'm like, yeah, having not, I'm just like, yeah, I can tell exactly how he said that shit. I can tell.
Yep,
I know exactly.
And we are so unique in what we do, even on social media. Like when you post that meme, you're like, almost got him. You ain't had to say who it was,
right,
or what it was in reference to. People in the comments.
Everybody knew.
Everybody knew. He was in the comments like, God damn it.
It was crazy too, because man, when I did it, I was like, man, that's probably because people don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. And then sure enough, wrong. Because like honestly, because usually if I post some shit, there's always that one person that I kind of just half expect to just not know what the hell's going on. They want like the whole thing, like they want the play-by-play on everything, and I'm like, look, man. I got stuff to go do. I ain't got time. Oh, look, man, just go play around in the comments, see what happens. But no, but yeah, man, I was, and it's also kind of funny you bring that up too, because that was also another thing. And that will probably be something else that comes up in regards to that comic. There is a 5-page preview that I'm lettering as we speak. Not as we speak, actually. That's a lie. I'm not lettering anything right now, but I'm lettering it today, later tonight or whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Leave me alone.
Y'all feel.
But but there's a 5-page preview that I did of that comic. That is actually based on, or not based on, but it's an homage to that episode of Batman. As a because we were wanting, it was originally supposed to be for an anthology book that I was going to do with somebody else, but actually same artist, actually. I don't know why I said somebody else, but yeah, that was kind of how it all kind of came into being, and we ended up not doing that anthology book, but I still wrote the story, and he had drawn the artwork for it. But it was basically going to be like a little 5-page story with a bunch of random characters, like different types of monsters, sitting around a table, waiting for him to show up, waiting for the main character to show up, and at the same time being annoyed that he is not there and talking shit about him because he is not there, and each of them like sharing a story, like a very brief story about how they almost took him down, like who was the closest to taking down the main character, and it ends in about a similar fashion. Not the exact same way, but in a very similar way as the Almost Got Him episode. So as soon as I finish that, that'll actually go up first, and then there'll be the preview of the other thing.
Cool, man. And I did say 2 more, but I lied. But
ask away, man. I'm here.
So so we caught up on Peacemaker, obviously, and the most recent episode 3, right? So let me tell you something. When I had to sit up because when I watched that first time I watched it, and I saw him ride through that town, and at first I wasn't like paying attention. I was like, wait a minute, hold up. I said, well, you know what? Because last Saturday on the show, I mentioned that there was no black people there. There was no one of no minority descent there, right?
Right.
Maybe I was wrong. In the comments, correct me if I'm wrong. Then after my show, I tuned into yours, and you said, and they were like, I was right. God damn it, I was right. I was right. Whoa. And then everybody on TikTok was like, pointed that out too. I was like, where is G.I. Robot when you need him?
Man, and like I was telling everybody else, man, I didn't see it at first. It wasn't until like, cause I was going back, I was trying to listen. I was so crazy. I feel like such an old person. I was going back and I was watching because I was trying to like Shazam some of the songs that were on the show. So but as I was doing that, I just kind of let it keep playing, and I was like, damn, there ain't no brothers on the wall. Ain't no brothers anywhere. I was like, dude, I said, and it wasn't even just that. I was like, I don't see no Asian people.
No Latinos?
Nope. I was like, I don't see not one damn Latino. I don't see any South Asian people. I don't see any Muslims. I said, I don't see number. I said, this is Mayberry.
Yeah.
I was like, this is Mayberry white. And I thought maybe I was out of pocket. So I didn't say anything at first. And then we were talking about, hey, man, what are we going to talk about this Thursday for Nerds of Culture or whatever? And then Robo had sent me a Reddit post. And it was like, he's like, hey, have you seen this theory about Peacemaker? And I was like, no, I hadn't really been like paying attention to any of the online stuff because I said honestly, there's just not been anything that I felt I needed any clearance on. So then I opened up the post, looked at it, and I was like, okay, maybe I wasn't. I thought I was, because sometimes people are like, oh man, Blerd, you overthinking it, man. You overthinking it. Like, nah, apparently I wasn't. Apparently I was doing just the right amount of thinking. Apparently. So yeah, it was fine. It was, I was happy. It was a proud moment for me.
Yeah. I was like, man, okay, I was not wrong with this one. I had to do an apology. But
your Spidey sense, that's what it was. Your Spidey sense started tingling. Yeah, black folks know when we in a place we don't belong.
Yeah. I was like, man,
we know.
I feel like G.I. Robot would have a field day out here, man.
Man, dude, I would like just look around, just be like,
yeah.
Look, what was that? What's that video? Was it beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes. Yeah. When old girl in the beginning of this, she doing this, she like,
yeah.
That would be G.I. Robot just looking for that. That's G.I. Robot looking at all them white folks being like, ooh, ain't no Nazis. Nazis as far as the eye can see.
just say the wrong shit. And I'm going,
He's like, man, he's like, I wish one of y'all would. Ooh, please. He's like, dude, just do a half-ass Zig Heil, and it's a wrap for everybody in the room. Everybody got
everybody catching it. Everybody going down. And I'm going to be happy while I do it.
Man, what you said. I'm just saying, man, that we all learned a long time ago, it was agreed upon. We fought a war over this. Yep. Nazis bad. Yep.
And listen, G.I. Robot stand 10 toes down.
Man, 10 metallic ass toes down.
Man, that Creature Commandos episode, when he went to that rally, he was like, oh my God.
It was wild because when it happened, I was like, man, I guess I'm a cynical bastard because I was like, his life is getting way too happy all of a sudden. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he about to walk into something. Mm-hmm. And then he did.
You're like, oh.
I was like, whoa. I was like, this man just put on a clinic. Yep. Just like honestly, at this point, and I saw somebody actually bring this up. I don't remember where I saw it, but now, and that's what it was. I think I actually saw this not too long before I hopped on. I think James Gunn said something to the tune of that there was going to be a special guest that was going to pop up on, or maybe he was talking about last week. I don't know. But he basically kind of intimated there was going to be a special guest that was going to pop up on Peacemaker. And I was like, huh. Oh. Man, please be G.I. Robot. Oh. I was like, please be G.I. Robot. I said, I need it. I need it. I need that. I need G.I. Robot now.
Vader Zim, I have a mighty need.
Man. It's like, because, it's, because like I was telling Carter about this when we were talking about it, I was like, because there's only one way. This is going to be heartbreaking for a lot of reasons, but one of those being that this is a world where Peacemaker is loved. Yeah. He finally found the feeling he had been searching for, where he is universally loved beyond all reasonable doubt. Yeah. He got his dad back, got his brother back. He's got Harcourt. He can do it all. Nothing can go wrong for him. So it's going to break his heart when he got to kill every last single one of them. Yeah. They are all going to have to die.
Yeah. They are a problem. They are a problem. And everybody he done murdered before, he going to have to do it all over again. Might not be Rick Flag Jr. because he's a little twitchy. But might not be him. but you know what I'm saying? But heartbreaking. And I look at it like the beginning of episode 3, and I was like, oh, okay, that explains Harcourt. That explains a lot. But that Easter egg, though, when they mentioned June, I was like,
oh, yeah.
I was like, ooh. I was like, okay, dokie.
Because, it's real easy to forget about that first Suicide Squad. It's real easy to forget about it, in light of everything else that's going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it kind of felt like the Suicide Squad forgot about Suicide Squad to a lesser extent when James Gunn took that over. So you get to Peacemaker, and it's like, oh, wow, Peacemaker, they are tying this back, even though we got that, what was it, a re-edit or like an edit or whatever.
Soft reboot.
Yeah, a little soft reboot with the Justice Gang being at the end of Peacemaker Season 1. I was like, okay, so I was like, what are we doing here? I was like, I'm still waiting to see exactly where Gunn is going with it, but like, I like it. Peacemaker. I was even joking with folks that because when the season premiere came out, I was like, man, I'm not really jiving with this new theme song the way I was with the first season. And then sure enough, 3 episodes deep, and I'm like, nah, I fucks with it. I fucks with it.
Got him.
I've been catching my shit. I've been catching myself singing that shit in the shower, like when I'm like driving. I be listening to it on Spotify just for no reason. I'm just like, oh man, dude, I ain't gonna lie. This kind of heat. I ain't gonna hold you. I lied. I was like, man, I lied, man. I said I didn't like it at first, but man, somehow I didn't play that hoe on repeat like 11 times.
Yep.
Crazy.
Got him.
I ain't even gonna sit up here and lie.
Exactly. Me neither. Like last Saturday, I gave compliment to James Gunn, and not for nothing, he on Threads. He actually responds to people on Threads, like answering questions. Like it. Nikkei Marina, also follow her as well. She described it perfectly. It's like it feels like you at the bar talking to someone that you vibe with over some drinks about comic books, and that's exactly how that feels on Threads. I'm like, you look at The Suicide Squad, what he did with that, Creature Commandos, Peacemaker season 1 and 2, Superman for crying out loud, and I'm like, man, DC's like the DCU as far as movie goes is right where it needs to be, and he got the thing in chapters. It's got some continuity to it. Love Superman, just like technically when we both flamed old boy, it was like, well, I didn't like the Superman movie because of blah blah blah. I was like, oh shit.
It's like, come on. Let me go. Look. Let me go ahead and take this coat hanger.
Yeah.
And put this lighter to it, because man, look, you about to get your ass teared up. Because
you about to get a hot cone to the scalp.
Man, that was. Man, I hate to see it. I hate seeing people. I hate seeing people telling themselves like and not only that, like needlessly. Like there was no good reason. There was no good reason for dude to snitch on himself like that, because I was like, dude, you could. I said this should have stayed in the drafts, man. You answered your own question. And your criticism, you actually refuted yourself in your own statement. Because I was like, dude, you obviously, there's no universe you could tell me you were actually watching that movie.
Yeah.
There's no way. You are lying if you say you did.
Yeah. They were like, well, I don't like the fact that Superman get beat up. I'm like, they actually explained everything in the movie. Everything.
And it's not. And I was like, I don't know. Look, I don't know what comics this guy has read, but I know that he has not read any.
Probably, he probably read Nate the Great and stopped at that, and that ain't even a comic book.
Yeah, because it's so obvious though, because it's like, if just because Superman is super powerful, that doesn't mean that someone who is equally as powerful as him can't hurt him. Yeah. It's like, yeah, sure, if Batman punches Superman, it's gonna hurt him, not Superman. But like, if a Superman punches a Superman, and the thing is, we've literally seen this before. We saw this in Man of Steel. Zod was beating the Kool-Aid out of Henry Cavill for a good minute. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like, people weren't paying attention. People were playing on their phones. They weren't really actively engaging, with the movie, because literally everything that he was saying, it was all explained. It was all, and in some cases, I feel like James Gunn went out of his way to explain some things so that people wouldn't be too confused by some of the more comic book elements of it. And I'm like, dude, it's just, first off, where was this critical thinking with the DCEU? Where were these critical thinkers with the DCEU back when we actually needed this? Yeah. We needed people to be like, man, I don't know what the hell is going on here.
But it was visually amused.
Well, yeah, no, it was like, oh, I get to see Batman be a murder hobo, and I get to see Superman basically be Homelander, a diet Homelander for the most part. It was, I don't know, man. I think people, I think we should actually normalize just saying, hey, I didn't see it. Just be honest. Don't lie on main and say you saw it and then complain about something, thinking that like no one's gonna notice. It's like, dude, it's easy to tell when people have not engaged with something. It is so easy to tell.
Absolutely. I mean, raised baiting, raised farming, like because there's certain nerd groups that I'm in, and some posts do make it through. And some of those posts make it through, and I was like, well, I didn't. And most of them was about Superman or something controversial. I'm like, wait a minute, are you trying to bait people in the rage? Like, what is happening right now? Like, you trying to get read for filth, or you meme farming? Because some people do that shit on purpose so they can meme farm.
Yeah. Oh no, I've seen. Which is, I'm sorry. Just go to somebody else's shit and then just steal the memes over there, man. Don't do that over here, man.
Just do the proper protocol. Just say,
right.
Give me a laugh emoji. Just smash that joint.
I'm like, look, I even leave a meme. I have a meme to tell you I'm taking your shit. Be like, all right, I got your shit. Listen, I got your shit.
So with the clips I got, like on Facebook, I might do a clip and like, yo, bro, can you send me that? Or if I see something like, yo, bro, can you send me that? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give you this and this and this. This is interest. You know what I'm saying?
And see, like I said, it's that is you got to go up the chain of command.
Yeah.
And follow proper procedure. This is just what it is. I don't think there's a need to make yourself look stupid to get people to want to engage with you. It's like, and that's what I'm also trying to tell people. When you get clowned online, especially the way that dude was, it's never going to translate to you getting famous. It's never going to translate to you getting famous. If that's what I always tell people, that's why you're doing it. If you think this is going to get you followers, it ain't going to happen. Because if the people who are laughing at you are laughing at you because I showed you to them, trust me, all they're going to do is flame you and move on with their day. They are not going to follow you. They're not going to come back to check in on you. I was like, that's not how this works. I was like, people are more likely to follow you if you say something good or insightful or useful or you enhance or enrich their day in some way. I was like, pissing people off is not how you get follows.
No.
You might get a lot of views, but it is not going to translate to anything long term.
Nah, that's why I say that dude, because I actually forgot who that was.
It was, man, I'm not going to lie. It was funny because the dude who did it, I remember when I looked at his profile pic and I was like, man, you one of them, you like one of them, self-help guru. Hey, I'm going to teach you how to be an alpha male. Come take my class at Hustler University, so on and so forth type ish. That's actually not exactly what it was, but those were like the vibes he gave. Just by the stuff I could see just in his profile on. I was like, oh man.
What you doing with your life? Go to college. Yeah,
I was like, man, dude, go get a job. For real, man. Because I'm not gonna lie, I hate to see that stuff. I hate to see it. I've had people try and pull that mess with me, and I'm like, bro, do I look like I care? It's like, do I look like I care? Like I care about being a hustler or being a alpha male? I was like, dude, I'm good. I'm good where I'm at, man. I don't need all that. I don't need all that. Whatever. You missed that boat. You missed that boat like when I was like in high school.
Yeah, you could have got me then.
You'd have slick got me for like about a couple of months. You'd got a couple of months out of me back in high school. But now, nah, bro. No. I see it for what it is, and I don't play like that.
Yep.
On any level.
And I got one more question, but stick around after the show after we end. But so for new comic book readers, like, what would your suggestion be? Like, what comic would you say, you know what, go read this, and you can venture off into the great beyond horizon of comics? What would you suggest?
Oh man, that's a good one.
Or suggestions.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna say because there's a lot. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I would say, like, look, man, if there's a comic out there that I think definitely deserves to be read, it's a comic I don't get to talk about as often as I would like, and that's Transformers. Transformers at Image Comics is insane. It's like, I'll just say this: I don't care how you feel about the Transformers. I don't care how you feel about them. That don't matter.
Yeah.
But what if I told you that any issue you read, you could potentially see a Transformer get put in a wrestling move? That's the like you could put if I told you there was a chance you could see Optimus Prime put in the Tombstone Pile Driver or Devastator catch somebody with an RKO or Optimus Prime hit somebody with Black Mass. Like I'm just this is some examples. I think I even saw somebody catch a Rainmaker one day. I'm just saying, if that sounds promising to you, you should read Transformers. And
You ain't lying.
Nah, I'm just saying. I mean, look, them's the facts. Them's the facts. I don't have. I would also say too, this is actually one that I think is a little off the beaten path, and I kind of got put on this by just kind of slumming it in the sections that aren't Marvel or DC. If you are a fan of gargoyles, if you grew up like me. You grew up hearing Keith David's voice as Goliath, and you're like, oh man, dude, the gargoyles are so cool. Guess what? They make comics on the gargoyles now. They're amazing, and they're made by the original creator of gargoyles. So this shit's canon. It is a canon continuation of of the TV show. Yeah, I'm just saying it's heat. It's heat. I don't know any I don't know any other way to put that. And also if you're a 90s Image Comics fan, I would also say that if you grew up like me, you grew up reading stuff like Wildcats, Youngblood, Shadowhawk, or Cyberforce, stuff like that. There's this really cool comic out called Blood Squad 7. And it's basically Image Comics' way of doing Youngblood without paying Rob Liefeld. I normally would not laugh about something like that, but it's that fucking hilarious. But basically, they don't own the rights to Youngblood. Rob Liefeld owns the rights, and because he didn't want to do Youngblood with Image Comics anymore, or not the way that they wanted to do it, they basically said, okay, cool, let's get the guy who co-created Ben 10, and he is going to do this. Joe Casey. He came in and he basically wrote a comic called Blood Squad 7, and it follows the exact same continuity as Youngblood, but the characters are all different. But like if you ever read Youngblood, you can look at each of the characters and be like, all right, well, I know who Die Hard is. and I know who Chapel is. Ooh, man, this is crazy. Like, right? and what's crazy too is that, like, low key, some of the most diversity I've seen on a team in a long time that didn't feel forced. Because the Shaft is Asian. And they actually have a white and a black Chapel.
Whoa!
And the Die Hard, or technically no, wait, not Die Hard. There's another character that this was supposed to be. They have a character that's supposed to be Sentinel. They have a character supposed to be Vogue. They have a character supposed like literally any character you can think of that was on Youngblood. They have a version of that character somewhere that you can. That you can check out.
It's already been added right here. It's already
Damn, like right there. Done. Cut the check. Cut the check. Also, I will also point out, and this is because I love this book so much, AWA Upshot has a book called They Choose Violence that I talked about recently on the channel. Fucking love it. It's an amazing book. It's about 3 black women who get fed up with the criminal justice system and how police officers are gunning down innocent black people in the street on a regular basis. And what they decide is to take the law into their own hands, and they start hunting down all the cops and lawyers and judges and whatnot who were either the ones who perpetrated the deed or allowed the deed to go unpunished, and how that all plays in a post, or actually no, not post, during the first Donald Trump presidency.
Damn.
Yeah, it's good. They Choose Violence is really good. They just had issue 3 come out like a couple of weeks ago. I think the 4th issue is coming out sometime either this week or next week.
Yeah.
I think it's next week, and I think it's gonna run like 5 issues. It's really good, and when I say, I think on my video I titled it the blackest comic ever made. Well, I don't say that lightly. It is that book is I almost said something really inappropriate. I'll just say that book is ghetto in some parts. I was like, Lord, and I don't mean it in a bad way either. I was like the way that the black women be talking to each other, I was like, ooh.
And you know something? that bitch is at
He's like, let me go ahead and put this on here right quick. Let me go ahead. Let me add this on here because it's good.
See about that. Yeah,
it's a really good book. And I man, honestly, oh, and you know what? While I'm here, Ancestral Recall, my homie Jordan Clark, hooked that one up. I think that's over at Ahoy Comics, but that's another really good one. It's about a black guy who, kind of like if you ever watched the MCU like Echo TV show. Mm-hmm. Where like she could like recall like the abilities of her ancestors or whatever. Imagine that, but instead of recalling abilities, it's a black guy who he can call upon the ancestors, his forebears, and they appear to him almost like Force Ghost. And they help him out with certain stuff. Like he talks sort of like the first black private eyes who was I think it was, if I remember correctly, I think he was like the basis for like one of the characters from like the Rockford Files or somewhere else. Yeah. He had like all types of like black figures, that some well known, some not as well known, and it's really cool. It's a really cool story. So I would highly recommend.
Is that on Global Comics as well?
I don't know if that one is on Global. Actually, you know what? I don't think that one is. Because for me, I had to get it out of my comic shop. If it is on Global Comics, I haven't seen it. Matter of fact, I don't know if I ever really do see any of Ahoy stuff on there very often. But I will definitely say if for whatever reason, if you do not have an LCS in your area, one way I get around some ish like that is I will get on Midtown Comics in a heartbeat.
Listen, let me tell you something. We got three of them joints, and I know I'm flying out to the Midwest, and I know there's quite a few because the missus took me to a comic. Okay, so I don't know. I feel like she be plotting on me most times. Like, I feel like she plot on me. I feel like she 5 years ago, right? She sent me edible arrangements. I ain't never got a day in my life.
What?
Edible arrangements. I'm like, what? This fruit? I was
I'm like, hold on, wait a minute.
Like, am I being pimped?
I'm like, what you trying?
What you trying to? Let me tell you. So there was a comic book shop. They had the Back to the Future font, and it was called Time Travelers Comics. It was like in Detroit. They was shut down because they were moving. And so one day we just come from somewhere, and she was like, come on, let's go somewhere. I'm like, okay. I get out of the car, and we walking, and I was like, Time Traveler Comics, and like my mouth dropped open, right? She just smiled, right? I'm in there like a kid in the candy store trying to look, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to spend a whole bunch of money. I see this DJ action figure. I see all kind of things, right? Didn't really buy anything, right? I just wanted to assess. So, fast forward a couple months later, she comes visit, and then I'm downstairs. I heard something just like drop. Like, I'm like, yo, what the hell is that? And she was like, go see what it is. So I go upstairs looking around, and I shit you not, that Leonardo sitting right there without my eyeballing.
Oh,
it was on top of my arcade cabinet back here, and then she bought the DJ Street Fighter action figure for me. And then I'm like, when did you get this? She was like, I bought it when you was at the store. I'm like, what? So she bought it and told the LCS guy, put it behind there, and when I drop him off at the airport, I'll come back and pick it up. That's what she did.
Bro, on some ninja shit.
Easily, I wouldn't
That
pay
is
attention.
wild. See that, but you know what? That's love right there. That's love right there.
It is.
That's,
It is.
That's see. That's how you do it. That is precisely how you do it.
You know how your mom look at Christmas when you get what you want
Yeah.
for Christmas? That's how she looked at the door. That's how she looked at the
She's
doorway.
like, no. look, be sitting there like leaned up in the door frame with the cup with the mug, and be like, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go see what that is.
I did that. That was me.
Yeah, she didn't grin like a Cheshire cat, just like dang.
But see that I like that. I like that type of energy though, because that's the type of stuff that's the type of stuff that lets you know people pay attention.
Yeah.
They pay attention to you, to what moves you.
Yeah.
You know, so I fucks with that. I fucks with that heavy. You know what? If I get, you know, it kind of made me think about it too, because not same circumstances, but kind of somewhat similar. Is I had a little encounter where, not with a loved one, but with my dealer at the shop. Everybody's got their person.
Yep.
And you get I was like, hey man, I was like, y'all haven't been getting in Feral. And because it was I think at the time they just, for whatever reason, they just weren't caring, or they weren't ordering like a lot of it. And it was a great series, highly recommend.
Yeah.
But when the guy said, he said, we can probably order for you, get it in. When I go in to get it, my dude, what he does is whenever he sees like people come in, he'll like pull stuff up out of the box, lay it on the counter or whatever.
Yeah.
And when I go up to check it out, he pulls out one of the things. He's like, hey, he said, got that Feral for you. I was like, cool, bet. So he starts pulling stuff out. Yeah, I'm going through my stack. I was like, I'm kind of going all the way through it. It's at the bottom.
Yeah.
But I'm like, looking through, I was like, I don't see it. And I get to the back and I look. I don't see the cover of Feral.
Right.
I see the back of the book.
Uh-huh.
I see the back of the book. And I was like, man, it's kind of crazy that like whoever got this, they put the book in backwards. I wasn't really paying attention to whose name was on it. Mm-hmm. And then I realized my name was on the back of it. That was kind of slick how I found out about that back of the box quote.
Yeah. Yeah.
For that book, I was like, that's me.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, did y'all put that on there? Because no one said anything to me about it. I was like, damn, I was literally just in Tony Fleek's replies the other day. He didn't say shit. Damn. Mm-mm. I was like, that's crazy, man. I was like, nobody said anything to me about it, but you know what? Hey, look, I got that motherfucker. So look, it'll be framed and on the wall.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But also go read Feral.
Yeah. If y'all didn't catch that was a plug.
That was a plug. Well, yeah, because it's one of those things like I've kind of become like one of the unofficial spokespeople for that book because I'm always like, hey, man, y'all should go read Feral. But no, it's fantastic, man. It's simple. Cats, zombie apocalypse. What is a zombie apocalypse for a cat? I don't know. You figure it out.
You'll figure it out.
That art will disarm you.
And
yeah, there you go. Look.
Hey,
I knew.
We told you. Yeah. You're like a pool this thick.
Look, and I tell people all the time, man, you will be the way people used to read Walking Dead when it was a thing, that's how I read Feral.
Yeah. And not for nothing, a lot of people didn't know there was a comic book. And
no,
like,
they did not. No.
Nah. And I'm like, this is a comic book, right? And it's way more serious than the show. I'm
like,
there's a lot of things that you missed
serious. Oh yeah, no, you I still remember how like the way that they did some of them characters on that book. I still remember I still remember how what was it? Oh my God! Old girl's name who's escaping me right now. Not Maggie, but the one chick that's like, yeah, Andrea. I still like. I was like, dude, Andrea was so much cooler in the comic than what she was in the on the show. I was about ready for her to die on the show, but I was like, man, y'all did her dirty as hell. Eventually, I was like, man, y'all did Dale dirty. I was like, man, dude, I don't even like this shit. I don't even like it no more. I said, y'all got the sweaty preacher. He's still here, but like, man, y'all done just done everybody else bad. I was like, ain't this? I was like, what's going on here? But no, I remember how a lot of those went. There were characters who were just dropping like flies in that book. And I went back and tried to go back. I went back and tried to read it again recently. I was like, this is heavy. I don't know if I can do this.
Very. Yeah, very.
But them goddamn cats. I can read about the cats. Them cats I'm like, man.
I've heard great things. Like before you even said it, I heard great things about Pharaoh. I was like, yeah, you might want to read that. Like how non-fuck-wittable cats are in real life. Like, just imagine how they are as zombies. You're like,
it's kind of wild because like it actually hits all the tropes that you would expect like a zombie story to hit, but it does it all from the perspective of a cat. They have there's obviously the moment that they realize what's going on. There's the moment that they think that they're safe and they are not. There's the moment where they walk into a situation where something doesn't feel right, but they don't know what it is. Maybe things are a little too nice, but then find out maybe it ain't. There's all kinds of like really like it's like all the typical stuff you'd expect, but just think about it from the what would it be for a cat? And I'll go this right now. There's no supernatural thing going on. There's no actual zombies. It's something that could actually happen. Like it's something that can actually happen. But because they're cats and they don't understand what's going on, you're just like, ooh, damn, this is man. Whew.
I feel like a cat is like the best animal to be during that apocalypse. Because like you can feel places that zombie can't. Like my homie just pipe.
Be like, hey man, look, I'm gonna get up on this rooftop, man. Y'all do what y'all gotta do. I can't I can't be a part of all this. Y'all got all this stuff going on. I'm gonna come down when I don't see nobody.
Yeah.
Y'all leave some food out. I might jump on that, but I can't do all this other stuff y'all doing.
No. Y'all have fun with that.
Oh yeah, no. But yeah, it looks like I think what makes it awesome is that it looks like a Disney movie. And that's what'll get you. All the characters, all the art style, everything is drawn like a lot of the characters like they look like they're straight out of Lady and the Tramp or like All Dogs Go to Heaven or something like that. They all look like they have that old Don Bluth kind of like art style to them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you'll be sitting there like, oh, look at this, oh, god damn, what happened?
Got sausage party.
Yeah, no, for real. Like for real, you there's a couple of times I was like, okay. I was like, dude, he was literally just standing there.
Yep.
Now look at him. He a greasy spot in the road. Look what's happening. What is this? So yeah, no, I like to say, yeah, ooh, man, so good. I actually might start rereading it again because that's how much I love it.
Yeah. Oh man. Now, one final thing, like for you, how can people reach you? How can people see you? Give them that contact info.
Ooh, yes. So for one, Blerd Without Fear everywhere. I don't know. Don't look for me everywhere. Don't look for me on like Blue Sky or nothing because I'm not active on there. I see sometimes people say, "Hey man, I try to hit you up on Blue Sky." I don't get on Blue Sky. I'm only on one place, Threads. That's it. I don't go nowhere else. I ain't on Twitter. I ain't on Facebook. If I'm on Instagram, but I don't use Instagram to talk to folks. And I think anyone who knows, they know why I'm on Instagram.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you see me on you see me talking about anything on any of those apps, they are lying. That is not me.
Yeah.
But yes, you can find me on Threads at Blerd Without Fear. You can find me on YouTube at Blerd Without Fear. I post videos a lot. I don't really have a set schedule, but I usually post 1 or 2, maybe 3 videos a week sometimes, depending on how froggy I be feeling that week. And I also live stream every Thursday and Saturday. 7 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays, 1 p.m. Eastern on Saturdays. And yeah, just drop in, say hi, or whatever, or don't. I'm not gonna lurk shame anybody. Just hit that like button.
Yeah,
You
hit that like button. Like button.
Yeah, and also hit it here too. This one.
Yeah,
I think should be like right in there somewhere.
Yes,
right in there.
Yeah,
hit that
right
one
there.
too. Yeah, over in there somewhere. Hit that one too. Hit that one too while you're here. If you hear by this point, you a lie if you say you ain't like it. So
right.
You a lie. The truth ain't in you. Don't nobody.
The time already said it. I checked it. I checked it.
Be like, look. Because I see some of y'all out here. Y'all be halfway through the video. Don't be clicking the like button. Be like, look, man, I earned that. You halfway? No, hit that button.
You might as well finish it. Hit that notification bell when it says all notifications. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Make sure you hit that, because a lot of people hit that bell and don't get notified. I'm like, nah, you got to do that all.
Nah, I need all. Don't do some. Don't do custom. All.
All. Trying to get that all.
Oh, yeah, right. Because I'm gonna tell you now. Because some of y'all, whenever folks be like, man, I ain't get no notifications. Yeah, it's because you did custom.
Mm-hmm.
That's why that's how
they got you.
If you'd hit all, we wouldn't be having this conversation. You'd already know.
Yeah, absolutely, man. and look, I hope y'all guys enjoy this interview, man. Ernie, thank you so much for matching being part of this, man. Good camaraderie, man. I know we're gonna talk offline after this show ends, man. That won't make it to the floor.
No. We can't. No. But thank you for having me. Thank you for having me, Josh. I just want to make sure I get that out there too. Yeah, but that other stuff, y'all can't hear about the other stuff. That's that's private. That's private.
As soon as this show's over, y'all need to go tune in at 1 p.m. Eastern time if you're on the East Coast, and if you know your time zones, just keep going backwards. And so you can actually check out Ernie and Carter Presents on the show on Saturday afternoon. All right. So until next time, y'all. Peace.